Yun, oy, live na pala tayo. Sorry, hindi ko nakita. Kanina po. Alright. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's Friday once again. Ready to play the Friday night song. Let's go. But it's episode 106 of the G3 podcast. It's 2 days after Valentine's Day. And yung mga hindi pa nag-date ng 14, bawi na kayo bukas. But in this episode, we are going to talk about the most iconic anime villains of all time. Because in almost every anime history, heroes are often given the spotlight. Their almost impossible triumphs were celebrated and their achievements held high for the world to see. But tonight, we pay our respects to those whose malevolence twists and turns the very fabric of their worlds. Tonight, our friends, we celebrate the characters whose cunning schemes and twisted ideologies make us recoil in horror and whisper in awe, "That's my guy." From master manipulators to relentless adversaries, join us tonight as we celebrate the dark side of anime and uncover who we think are the most underrated anime villains of all time. Welcome to episode 106 of the G3 podcast, where sometimes the villains reign supreme.
Welcome to the G3 podcast. We're going to be talking about everything geeky and nerdy in between comic books, toys, video games, movies. You name it, we got it.
You're tuned in to the loudest, craziest, and most excited bunch of geeks and nerds on this side of the planet. You're about to dive into everything nerdy and geeky in between.
This
is the G3 podcast. Gamers, geeks, and good times.
And welcome everybody. It's Friday and time for another episode of the G3 podcast. The gang is all here. Ayan, kaway-kaway naman kayo dyan, guys. Kaway-kaway. And yon! And of course, for this episode, we are joined by beautiful and handsome people. Andito si Captain Mike. We got Notch. We got Lala. And of course, we got Trickster on the house. Guys, kamusta? How's your week? How's Valentine's Day? And how's life in general? Ayan, simulan natin dito kay Captain Mike.
Everything is okay. It's just busy and I've been prepping up a lot of things kasi kaya medyo sometimes inactive din ako kahit dun sa chat, but everything will visualize real soon. So stay tuned.
Yon. Gustong-gusto ko yung everything will visualize real soon Kaya Notch, ikaw Notch, may mga visualizations ka rin ba dyan real soon?
Gumagawa kasi si Mike ng bagong graphics kaya everything will be visualized very soon. Bagong graphics ba yan?
Kamusta Valentine's? Ayan.
Valentine's, simple lang naman. We just ate here sa bahay. Nag-order lang ako. Pero kanina kumain kami sa Samgyup. Kasi
Samgyup.
Nice. Kaming Korean novela at nag-crave kami sa Samgyup bigla.
Ayan. Alright, let's ask one of our newest members. Ayan, si Lala. Kamusta? How's Valentine's Day? Obviously, hindi ko alam kung kamusta yung Valentine's Day mo.
Kamusta nga pala yung Valentine's Day mo, Lala? Ewan ko.
Nakamute ka.
Hindi, akala ko kasi isang bike lang kami ni Jazz. So, ayun. Our Valentine's, kumain lang kami dito sa bahay. Hot pot sa bahay.
Hot pot sa
bahay.
Wow.
Nag-order. Ayun
Sinigang.
lang.
Hot pot sinigang.
Siniganggang.
Sinigang-gang.
All right, Trickster, how about you?
Well, after all those demos, those were fine. I was actually contemplating on streaming during Valentine's Day, but I didn't want to get the page banned. So thankfully, you guys picked up the
Wait,
slack.
what do you mean page banned? Like, what, wait. No, let me get in on
Stream
this.
mo.
I was thinking of streaming Honey Pop. On Instagram.
Honey Pop.
So-
Akala ko naman, you're gonna pull a Leon Us eh.
No, that's too much.
Pwede mo naman i-try eh. Try mo lang.
Try lang. Ayan.
Try mo lang.
Alright. Alright, then guys, you've caught up with what we've done. Unfortunately, Rene won't be able to join us. Nagpapahinga din si Rene. So, frogs ka lang dyan, bro. Frogs. Ayan.
Frogs. Frogs ka dyan, bro.
Then si Lee, yung natin, resident CEO natin at nagpapakarami ng pera. Kaya, abang-abang lang tayo sa mga plano ni in the future. Ayan. But the question is, bakit nga ba namin naisip na gawin yung topic na to? Iconic villains. After Valentine's Day, kontrabida agad. Kasi, ito lang kasi napansin ko Nung Valentine's Day, it was a mixed number of people sa feed ko. Maraming like, okay, nagpo-post ng flowers, ganito. Pero ang daming bitter sa Valentine's. And nakita parang sobrang ayaw nila ng Valentine's. Sobrang kontrabida sila, no, sa mga tao. And at some point, real news, may nahuli sa Marbel sa Mindanao. Nahuli ng pulis dahil pinagtatapon niya ng itlog yung mga nag-holding hand sa daan at sa mall. No joke!
Is that a thing? Wow!
It is a thing. You search mo sa Facebook, Marbel, Valentine's, tapon itlog. No joke. Pinagtatapon niya ng itlog yung mga magjowa sa Valentine's.
If I cannot be happy, none of you shall be.
None of you.
Dati nung single pa ako, ginagawa namin sa Valentine's. Ikot kami, di ba? Sisigaw kami, lolokohin ka lang yan!
Wala forever, no? Ganon ba?
Oh, wala forever dyan. Uy.
Ikaw, Mike, yung sa panahon mo, anong katumbas ng walang forever?
Uga, ukog! Eh, kay Mike.
Wala, dinidedma lang namin yun ng
Kasi
panahon.
ito rin, Mike, kasi yung classmate mo, si Enrile, 100 years old na, di ba?
Yes.
Ano yung like, what's the secret for long life?
Kumain ng gulay, walang prito, at saka bawal yung mga walang ganun.
Talaga ba? Hindi ba parang kumain ng puso ng bata? Wala bang ganun?
Well,
maligo sa dugo ng birhen.
Oh,
Fountain of
ng
Youth.
ng birhen. Sa unang
ganun,
katas,
ganun.
yung mga ganun tipo. Wala bang ganun? So, shucks, narito na nga pala si Lala. Ano ba naman yan?
Masyado kayo makulit. May dito si Sir Joel, Di nyo alam code name ni Mike. Ayan.
Talaga? Ano code name niya?
Recorded siya sa original name niya na Metusela. Ayun, Metusela.
Grabe naman yun, Mike. No, from Metusela to Mike. Tama naman, malapit naman Metusela, Michael. So, magkalapit. Alright. Masyado na tayo bago ba tayo mapunta sa shit on Captain Mike episode. Syempre naman, after all na ginagawa natin, pinagsasabi natin kay Captain Mike, let's give him the spotlight. Ayan, so let's go on our one of the most favorite parts of the podcast, ang ating Captain Mike's Batian portion.
I know, magko-contest si Notch kasi wala pa tayong effects dun sa pabati portion. Pero yun nga, welcome sa lahat na nanonood yan. Welcome to Captain Mike's Legendary PP, brought to you by Legendary Vapes. Yan. So, umpisa tayo dito sa taas. Sabi ni Stanley dito, hello sa mga viewers. This is your resident moderator, Yoshida. Check us out on G3 for gaming news and nerdy stuff. Follow us on social media accounts. Nasa pin comment. Sabi niya, what's up? Siyempre, si Maring Maylene nandito. Hello, G3. Sabi ni Joel, nice to see everyone. Looking forward to a great episode today. Siyempre, Brother Joel. Siyempre, ito si Raymond. Magandang gabi, mga peep. Sabi rin ni Stanley, hello, Abe answers, thank you for liking the stream. Sabi ni Joel, pareho ang wall color ng dalawang panelists. Bakit kaya? Because they live in the same house. Hello, Ma'am Maylene, welcome sa stream. Siyempre, Sean Rinsky. Hello, mga boss, what's up? Lagi yung stream sa akin. Reway mo lang ng konti, kapatid. Mag-ano yan, mag-normalize yan in a bit. Siyempre, sinabi na ni Joel to. Joke lang, Mike, mas matanda ako sa'yo. Wag na nating yanin yan. Ito, sabi dito, Notch, 500 pesos ka na.
Ano meron sa
Anong
500
tanong ko?
pesos? Anong
Mamaya,
context
balikan natin
nun?
siya.
Balikan natin.
Di
yan.
ko nga,
Oh, yeah.
di ko nga alam eh.
Hindi mo lang
Tapos-
context.
Tapos ito, lastly, yung last pabati natin is shoutout Seika Usui from our resident moderator.
Stanley.
Stanley.
Nanonood ba yan ng live stream natin? Hindi ko nakita nag-comment eh. Yan. Seka, kung nanonood ka man ngayon, mag-comment ka ng kahit ano. Ayan.
Ito, may, basta meron akong nalaman dito kay Stanley.
Yun, oy.
Ayun,
Parang bago yan
Alam ko na may sina-shoutout siya na may sina-shoutout siya na person dito lagi sa stream, pero may pinadala siya sa aking screenshot. Sabi lang niya, ito
Uy.
yung sabi niya, ito yung app ko for streaming, ganyan. Tapos ang pinakita sa akin, yung cellphone niya na may wallpaper.
Oy!
Parang
Ay. Mike. Huwag mo na ipakita sa live stream. Ano ka ba? Masyado ka.
No.
Pakita mo na lang sa GC. Joke lang.
Oy. Tawa. Alam niya ka.
Ay. Wag.
Teka. Eto, bago mag-react si Notch doon sa 500 pesos, may kinomment dito. Hindi yung position kasi ni Notch nakapost ni Ninoy Aquino sa 500 pesos.
Ganun ako. Hindi ko maintindihan sinasabi mo, Mon. Gulo mo.
Ang gulo.
Yeah.
Ang gulo mo.
Gulo mo.
Ayan. So yeah, thank you so much, Mike, sa yung legendary pabati portion. And guys, if you are a brand, if you have anything that needs marketing and shout-outs or whatever it is, lapitan nyo lang kami, magkakaroon kayo ng ganun ka-solid na segment, di ba? Malay mo,
Right.
hindi na Captain Mike's legendary PP, di ba? Like General's legendary kaldag portion brought to you by yung brand nyo. Yun.
Ay, hindi mo ba sinasabi sa kanila?
Hindi pa.
Sa 10,000 stars na dito sa Facebook, magkakaldag ka
10,000 stars kakaldag ako. Ayan.
Okay.
10,000 stars. Ayan. So, alright, let's go. Alright, na syempre from one legendary segment to another, let's move on to our second news of the week. Yon, alright. So, as of Valentine's Day, actually, Feb 14, 2024, the Sega publisher sale started. No, it's currently underway at the PlayStation Store. Ayan, remember PlayStation Store. So you have a PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 for a limited time. There are a select number of PlayStation 4 and 5 titles that will be available at special offer prices. So first things first, for PS5, you got Football Manager 2024, which celebrates the 20th anniversary of the franchise. It will also be available on special prices for the first time ever. Additionally, a demo version of Football Manager 2024 is available for PS5 and is currently available on PlayStation Plus if you have an active subscription. So try it out before you decide to pick it up. And you got other titles as well. You got for PS4, you got Bayonetta and Vanquish. For PS4 as well, Shenmue 1 and 2, Deigenki Bunko Fighting Climax Ignition. You also have Shining, Resonance, Refrain, and a lot more. Again, check their website or check the PlayStation Store to see what other titles are on sale. And the sale will last until February 28, 2024. So you have, let's say, 12 more days. No, if you wish to buy those games, if you're a fan of Football Manager, go for it. Ayan, nandito sa ating ayan, ginawa din sa dito. Ayan, sa ating sa right side ko. Ayan, sabi ni Sir Joel, tempted ako, baka worth it daw. Ayan. Ayan, oy, wait, what? Oy, mahal naman kaldag ni General Tuna, kalahating Switch Lite na rin yung 10k stars. Yan! Tingnan natin. I mean, again,
Boss Joel, masasabi ko lang, no, kung nakakita ka ng kaldag videos, iba yun si Jazz, iba to. Iba si
Iba
Jazz.
Oo.
Ramdam mo mula sa Amerika yung kaldag.
Bumalik na ba siya? Bumalik na ba si Sir Joel?
Nakabalik na.
Bumalik na.
Actually, bukas pala. Bukas na pala.
Bukas. O, mararamdaman niya yung yanig ng hanggang dun sa kung saan siya ngayon sa Philippines. Diba? Kung saan ka ngayon sa Metro Manila. Ayan. So yes, that's about it for our second news of the week. Ayan. And syempre, let's move on. No? Siyempre, pinaka-aantay ng mga tao, our main topic. We're gonna go to the nitty-gritty, to the meaty bits of this episode. So, again, I told you earlier, bakit natin pinag-usapan to? Kasi nga, I mean, let's give pay respects, no, to the villains that we knew and love.
Yes.
Let's pay respects to yung mga kinatatakutan natin, kumbaga,
Yeah.
diba? Na para pag nakita mo sila sa anime, eto na, this is the real shit. So, syempre, yung mga ganun, di ba? Mga si Notch, yan, kontrabida sa G3 yan, di ba? Yan, tingnan mo naman yung pagbumukhang yan, di ba? Kontrabida ng G3 yan.
Berserker Barrage!
Ayan. And syempre, we're gonna talk about villains that are underrated, na hindi sila ganun ka-recognized. Recognized, pero like, mayroon pang mas recognized kesa kanila. Diba? Na parang mas angat pa. Kasi parang pag tinanong mo yung mga tao, diba? Sino yung pinaka-sikat na kontrabida sa anime na kilala mo? Diba? So, we're gonna talk about how complex the character is, how yung impact nila sa life ng protagonist, yung overall malevolent acts na ginawa nila. No, kung ano man yung mga villainous acts nila. And syempre, yung character development, if ever meron. Ayan. So Mike, merong si Mike.
I'm sorry for interrupting. Pero mukhang aandar tong natin. Akala ko nung una kong basa 5,000. Pero si Raymond nagbigay ng 500 stars.
500 stars? Kinabahan ako dun 5,000, parang kalahati na lang eh.
Pero pwede ba, baka naman pwedeng konting ganun lang kasi nagbigay naman din sila, di ba?
Ganun lang.
Oh, yun. Uy.
Ganun lang. 10%
Ganun lang, nagbigay sila eh.
Hindi siya 10%, 5% na kaldag yun. 5% kaldag.
Ganun lang.
Ganun lang. Ayan, kasi 500. So, syempre, cumulative naman yan. No? Kung baga, kung naabot tayo sa 10, para hindi ngayong episode, di ba? Kung like, per episode, nagbigay si Sir Raymond ng tagpa 500. Di ba? So, doon sa episode na yun, doon tayo. Yan, doon tayo.
So, ibig sabihin, pag kunyari, nagbigay sila, 500. Ganon din, no? Ganon yun eh. Ganon yun.
Ayan. So, ayan. 10K. Gawin mo yung 1K. Hindi ko naman isusuko yung aking dignidad for 1 piece.
Mali yung pagkakasabi mo doon. Hindi, kumbaga, yung 10K na yun is worth it. Huwag mo naman sabihin sisira.
Pero alam nyo, hindi nyo nalalaman to. Nagsimula din naman sa mababa yan si Jazz. Dati, subscription lang eh. Kakaldag na yan. Pinagising ko pa kay Lala para kumaldag. Pero syempre ngayon, medyo angat na yung kaldag niya. Yung kaldag niya, inangatan na yung kaldag ng na gumawa ng kaldag. Kung sino man yung nag-create ng kaldag, inangatan na ni Jazz yun.
Kung alam nyo lang, kumaldag ako sa harap ni Donnie Pangilinan.
Totoo yan.
Walang joke yan.
Kumaldag sa
ako sa harap ng
ESGS
tatay ni Donnie Pangilinan.
Tama.
Diba? So, Guys, so dapat high tier na yung kaldag natin. Sa
Kumaldag
susunod
sa
yung Goku,
pinakamatanda sa mundo yan. Si Mike. Ganun.
Eh,
alright. Baka umabot, baka magsunod-sunod na yung magsunod-sunod na yung pinifigure out ko lang pambili ng Facebook stars. Yun! Naku po, yari tayo kay sir. Sir, okay tayo dyan, sir. Pero, again, let's go back to the topic. Let's not get derailed, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna talk about villains, but we will exclude animes or villains and why we think they shouldn't be talked about anymore. Diba? So, let's talk about the one of the most iconic villains out there. Let's talk about Taguro. Come on. Ba't wala si Mike? Every single Filipino person, kid, millennial, kahit siguro yung mga yung mga boomer generation, pili ko kilala nila si Taguro, right? Hindi na siya underrated. I don't know if he's overrated. I think ano na talaga siya. He's just iconic.
He's
our
legendary na eh. Oh. Sa atin kasi, iconic siya sa atin. Lalo na yung 100%! Diba?
Oo, yun.
Yun talaga, yun ang hinihintay natin talaga.
Yun ang hinihintay natin talaga.
Itsura na niya.
He may not be iconic in Japan, let's say. Pero dito sa Pilipinas kasi, lahat ng bata na nakapanood ng Ghost Fighter pa nga yung pangalan, kilala kung sino si Taguro.
Diba? Yung
Taguro.
And then, when memes came out, diba? Sabi nga ni Stanley, yung anong gentle. Diba?
Yun.
Anong gentle. Diba? Yung
Kahit
super
nagsama-sama
Oo.
kayo mga
Kinayo. Diba? Ganun yun eh. Oo, makikita yun. Pinakita ni Mike, diba? Yung mga 10% pala yung lakas na dyan, diba? Mga ganun, diba? Pag nag-aaway kayo ng mga tropa, yung mga play fights yun ng tropa, eto, 10% lakas, diba? Ganun.
Oo.
Parang, ano ba, hirap na hirap ka ba? 10% pa lang to, di ba? Pero
Tapos i-power pa mo sa mesa.
Ganun. So, kumbaga, technically, when we're watching Ghost Fighter, when we're watching Yu Yu Hakusho, di ba? Para pag nakita natin si Taguro at sasabihin niya na yung magic word na 100% lakas, you know shit's gonna go down.
Right.
You know, like putang ina, eto na, yari ka na, Eugene. Pero syempre, dahil bida si Eugene, di ba? Alam naman natin mananalo siya. Di ba? Pero syempre, di ba? That iconic 100% power is just iconic, di ba? For some reason. Next, let's talk about one of the sinasabi nila big three daw. So let's talk about Naruto. Syempre si Madara. Diba? Madara sa Naruto, he's like the big boss ng Fourth Great Ninja War.
Big body.
Diba? Big body. Oo, na parang looming yung pangalan niya eh. The entire series na parang Madara, like sino ba 'tong Madara no pucha? Sino ba 'to? Like everyone was like confused who Madara is or how strong he is. And then ang daming Naruto fans parang nagsasabi na Madara is the real shit, like natalo lang siya dahil plot armor for some reason. Naruto and Sasuke are like reincarnations of like some gods, di ba? So
si Izumi pati si sino yung isa?
Hagoromo at saka si sino nga yung isa?
Izakaya. Dala ko lang. Joke lang.
Izakaya mo.
Joke lang.
Nakita mo ba yan, no? Yung copy pasta regarding Madara Uchiha, yung who would win? Tapos panay yung mga modes ni Madara Uchiha na Rinne Tensei Madara Uchiha with the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, the Rinnegan, a perfect Susanoo, and the ability to control the Jubi and the Gedomasu. Tapos pahaba na kasama with the Infinity Stones, yung na ganun. Ganun ka, na bullshit si Madara.
Ganun katindi. I mean, sa Naruto kasi sobrang daming iconic bad guys. Yeah. That turned to good guys like si Gaara, 'di ba? Pero si Madara kasi, si Itachi. Pero si Madara kasi from the onset pa lang, alam mo na medyo loko-loko din eh. 'Di ba? From the first battle between the first Hokage and Madara, way back.
Hashirama Madara, 'di ba? kinikwento, di ba, na parang everyone's talking about this guy who's like the end all be all, di ba? And then nung pinakita na siya sa anime, pinakita talaga sobrang OP niya. Di ba?
Yep.
Parang he was toying with the 5 Hokages that time. Na parang yung linya na parang do you want these clones to use Susanoo or not? Na parang ganun, dun pa lang na parang alam mo nang he's the real deal.
Yeah. It came out like immortal no? Naging parang immortal siya.
And then, di ba, ni-revive siya, di ba? Ginamitan siya ng ng yung ano nga tawag dito?
Tensei. Something
Edo
Tensei.
Di ba?
Edo
Ginamit sa Edo
Tensei. There
Tensei.
you go.
He made it so na he canceled Edo Tensei. Apparently, he's that strong. So, that's the reason why he's one of the most iconic anime villains. Next, Dragon Ball. Siyempre, hindi mawawala. Si Cell, si Frieza, Majin Buu.
Oh, actually, I have a question. May question ako sa inyo. Kasi we're talking about the most iconic or one of the most, no? Pero sa Dragon Ball kasi medyo marami. Sa inyo, para sa inyo ba, sino yung pinaka-iconic?
Ako.
Pinaka-kilala?
Sige.
Sige, Trey, go.
Piccolo. For me, at least. Kasi since I started with the OG. Demon King Piccolo.
Piccolo.
Even the son na Piccolo. Piccolo would be always the OG villain sa Dragon Ball.
Okay.
Ikaw, Jans. Ano yung sa'yo?
Sa akin, I mean, I've caught up with Dragon Ball Super. Alright? I've caught up with the manga and all that shit. Pero when we talk about iconic, I have to go with Cell. I really have to go with Cell.
Tournament.
Kasi, in a way kasi ito Cell is not a gung-ho villain. Diba? Na parang, hindi naman siya yung tipong destroys the world when he gets a chance.
Right.
He toys with everyone. Like, Cell games. Diba? Na parang gumawa siya ng tournament. Na parang, I'm calling all fighters from all around the globe. Tara,
gumawa ng Tekken.
Pinatibi niya pa yun, diba? Na parang, alam mo, you know how iconic is. Sa pinatibi niya pa. Na parang in-announce niya sa TV na magpapa-tournament siya. You're given like 1 week. Like you're given 1 week and then sila Goku punta dun sa hyperbolic time chamber. Nag-training sila dun like to prepare themselves for Cell. And then at some point, diba, namatay si Cell and then sinacrifice ni Goku sarili niya and then nabuhay siya ulit. He got a Zenkai boost. Alam mo yun, like the thing na parang, mananalo na sila. Wait, Uy, mananalo na sila. And then, wait, what? Diba parang ganun? Diba yung una, diba yung nag-instant teleportation, Kamehameha si Goku, nahati si Cell, tapos buhay siya ulit. Alam mo yun, parang, kumbaga, like the intensity, na parang, the hope, na parang, panalo na. Talo, buhay pa siya. Panalo na, patay na, yes, patay na. And then, buhay ulit. So,
ilang beses siya pinasabog ng triangle na naging square. Oo.
I have to agree kasi ako I recognize Piccolo din kasi siya talaga naman yung OG. Pero si Cell kasi, isipin mo, lahat pinaglaruan, hindi lang yung Z Fighters, pati yung mga kalaban ng Z Fighters, yung mga android, kinain niya rin.
Oo.
Diba? And he was the only one na pinalabas yung Super Saiyan 2 ni Gohan.
Kasi napakan niya si Android 16 eh.
Diba?
It took them a while to figure it out na parang, Cell, here's a Senzu bean for some reason, diba? Para lang maging challenging. Sa'yo, Lala, ano yung mo? Sa Dragon Ball, sino yung iconic para sa'yo?
Actually, sa akin si Majin Buu. Pero at some point, naging mabait kasi si Majin Buu. So, I'll say Cell din. Kasi sobrang na-trauma din ako sa kanya. Although hindi ko na masyadong ma-remember yung mga nangyayari. But sobrang traumatized ako kay Cell.
Is it because sumabog siya? Ang mukhang mataba.
Ayun.
Nakita mo yung mukha niya, no? Dahan-dahan sumasabi.
Tapos dami niyang pinatay. So, ayun. Sobrang traumatized ako sa kanya.
Alright, Mike. How about you, Mike?
Ako, I would go for Majin Buu. Alam ko, bumait siya and all. Pero kasi at one point, yung kala mo mukha siyang cute. Pero yung kasi yung kinatatakutan ng lahat eh. Na parang
Mm.
para bang yung hindi mo ma-judge sa mukha yung yung takot na nagawa ni Majin Buu during that saga. For me, it's mabait siya. Mukha siyang mabait pero nung nakita niya yung there's this one scene na nakita ko na bumait siya nung kasi nung naano yung aso. Sorry kung yung sa mga hindi pa nakakalaga. Doon sa Z.
Yeah.
Parang yun talaga yung turning point eh. Pero originally, Majin Buu is like kinatatakutan ng lahat. So, I'd go for him.
Alright.
Or it.
Well, yeah.
Tao Pai Pai.
Oh, Tao Pai Pai, yeah.
Diba?
Hindi naisip ko si Tao Pai Pai.
Tao Pai Pai, let's go. Pero ito may mga
Pai-pai.
comments dito. Broly. Broly. Dude, Broly is like a beast. Like, the Z Broly is like, I think Z Broly is, hindi ko lang alam but I think Z Broly is much more intense. The Z Broly fight is much more intense compared to the
Kesa
Super
Super.
Broly.
Mas brutal talaga yung fight din.
Mas brutal si Z Broly eh.
Kinalatkat niya yung mukha ni Vegeta.
Ang question though, canon ba siya? Kasi 'di ba OVA yan eh.
Z Broly is not canon. Super Broly is
Super
canon.
Broly, 'di ba? Is canon.
But still, 'di ba? He is iconic. Like Broly is
Kinalatkat
iconic.
niya yung mukha ni Vegeta sa
Doon
Na parang
ko
yung
naging
5v1.
paborito si Trunks.
Si Trunks.
Laki ng katawan ni Trunks to, no? Sign to.
Yeah, OG
Bugbog
Broly
pa rin
was legit. Yeah, he's the real deal. Pero I mean, come on, no love for Frieza, guys. Frieza was like, he is there every single like,
For me,
he's there every single
The
arc.
thing is,
Frieza
the
arc
thing
is
is
there.
for me, pabalik-balik siya, Pabalik-balik
Ay,
siya, iba-iba iteration. And lagi nabubugbog eh. Diba?
Well, sa mga hindi nagbabasa ng manga,
na-lesson na kasi yung impact ni Frieza. Like,
Yeah.
nung na-introduce natin si Frieza, he's your stereotypical cartoon villain talaga. Like, he's evil for the sake of being evil. He just blew up a planet just because the monkeys just pissed him off. That's it. That was his motivation.
Yun lang, oo.
true. Ayan, yeah, Golden Frieza, and then Android Frieza came in at the start of the Android saga.
Mech
Golden
Frieza,
Frieza
diba?
was there in Super, and then now Black Frieza one-shots like the most powerful forms of Goku and Vegeta. So, yeah, parang medyo boring na parang, okay, he is him.
Yun na naman.
They just brought him back. Yeah.
Then they brought back Cell naman on the movie, superhero, si Cell Max. But he's just like a gung-ho Cell na tinalo din ni Gohan.
Yeah, at the very least,
totoo yan.
ang excuse naman at least kay Cell Max is he wasn't complete. He's still brainless version. Like, but when it comes to Frieza, it's like you're bringing back Dio again, like for the fourth time. I remember in Eyes of Heaven, right? The JoJo 2v2 game. The main villain is Dio again.
Again.
Oh. Like, I get how iconic Dio is.
Ay, may nag-ano dito si Jonah, sabi niya, am I the only one who had this guilty pleasure crush on number 18? Guys, come on.
Lahat ata eh, parang lahat.
Lahat ata eh. 18 o Bulma?
Old school Bulma. Old school Bulma.
School
Papakita
Bulma.
ng panty.
Yung Dragon Ball na Bulma.
Yung Dragon Ball na
Hindi yung Z
Bulma. Yeah. No.
Launch ako.
Alright, next anime, let's talk about Bleach. Ayan, so again, sabi nila, one of the big three daw, Bleach, si Aizen. For some reason, like the author, Tite Kubo is still making him relevant and OP up to this point.
He's still stroking him.
Ako kasi I think kasi he pulled off one of the best plot twists that I've seen or I've read in a manga or in an anime. Para sa akin grabe yung plot twist na yun. If you were following so immensely dun sa kilos niya, you would never know. Diba? You would never know kung ano mangyayari up until the end nung nagpakita na siya na mannequin pala yung saksak dun sa dingding. Pero grabe yung naging impact niya from the first arc At actually, hindi nga first arc yun eh. That was parang third or fourth arc, I think. Pero grabe talaga.
Yeah, like until now, like everyone's saying na parang yung nangyari sa buong anime, sa buong manga is all orchestrated by him, bit by bit, piece by piece. Na parang planado niya lahat, 'di ba? Like planado niyang magpasil, planado niyang magpatalo and stuff. So
until the last one though.
Until
the last arc.
1000-year Blood War. The latest one, ganun din. Ayan. Next, let's talk about one of the most popular animes, One Piece. Ito sobrang dami.
Ito madami talaga to.
I have no knowledge of One Piece.
One Piece.
So,
ang hirap kasi. Kasi with One Piece kasi, I mean, similar naman, 'di ba, yung mga anime, may mga arcs yan eh. Pero with the One Piece kasi, each arc they parang pinoportray nila yung villain doon, yung pinakamalakas na villain doon, na siya na yung pinakamalakas sa lahat. Remember Crocodile, when we all thought na hindi matatalo ni Luffy yun?
Yeah, tatlong beses
until he discovered
si
water. Oh, di ba?
Yeah.
Until he discovered, tubig. Okay. Di ba?
Yeah. Para okay, then ginamitan siya ng dugo. I think Luffy's blood was the catalyst for his
blood was the catalyst.
Yeah.
Ang pinaka-baduy though, I think ang pinaka-baduy na villain sa One Piece would be the God. Yung light. Oo. Kasi hindi niya naman matablan si Luffy. His powers
that was the thing. That was the thing. He was revealed way earlier. Like if he was revealed like later in the anime, I think it would have made sense. Pero it's just natural counter kasi.
Oo di ba?
Mm-hmm. So next, let's talk about like we talk about Crocodile. Every villain has their own motivation, di ba? Let's talk about like Akainu. For ang dami na rin sabi Akainu.
Yeah. Go.
The person who dinonat niya si Ace eh.
I hate you,
Akainu. Si Ace. Dude, I think one of the most hated villains out there.
Siya yung nagsimula ng lahat. The new era basically after Whitebeard and Ace
siya yung reason bakit nag-time skip.
Siya yung reason. Well, hindi naman siya talaga pero bubugbugin talaga niya sila Luffy eh. If it weren't for Kuma, for those na nagpa-follow sa manga, if it weren't for Kuma, grabe talaga. Ang ganda ng storya ni Kuma. Pero if it weren't for him, patay na to sila Luffy because of Akainu. Grabe to si Akainu, man. I mean, to the point na nakipaglaban siya sa ka-general niya just to be a fleet admiral. Fleet admiral.
Fleet admiral, yeah. Like the thing is, he doesn't have that much feats, 'di ba? Na parang hindi siya masyado pinapakita sa anime. Pero nung kinukwento siya ng tao, 'di ba? Na parang he fought freaking Ice Admiral. God damn it.
Yung sinasabi ko.
Diba, kinalaban niya for like 7 days straight. Nabuo yung Punk Hazard dahil doon.
Yeah.
Then kalahati lava, kalahati ice. Diba? So, the fact na ganun siya ka-OP, the fact na ganun siya ka pinag-uusapan ng mga tao, and then the fact na how for some reason, hindi siya namatay na ilang beses na siyang binugbog ni Whitebeard.
And it took Sengoku's Buddha powers to literally stop him in his tracks. Yun na. Diba? Damn.
So, yun yung nangyari. That's how iconic Akainu is. Let's talk, like, eto pa isa, si Doflamingo. Diba?
Ruthless.
May motivation naman siya. Diba? They were royal. They were part of a royal family before.
Yeah.
They were celestial dragons before. And then, for some reason, hindi na. And then, minaltrato sila ng tao. And now, he wants to, in his path for revenge, niyari niya yung kingdom din kung saan sila. Diba? Like his family. So, and then like, goddamn, this arc. One of the longest arcs in One Piece.
Oh, yeah, man. So
naalala ko, men, ito kakapasok ko pa lang ng college, nagsimula yung arc na to. And then, graduate na ako. Saka ko nakita na nag-Gear 4 si Luffy. Sobrang tagal na arc.
Grabe yung
God
art ng
damn.
Doflamingo. I think he was one of the ruthless villains talaga.
Smashed with a lady. God damn. But yeah, it took a lot of people to try to actually fight him. But syempre, walang mas may ruthless pa sa next iconic villain sa One Piece, which is Kaido.
Kaido.
The fight alone, even like not talking about Kaido, his fights alone with multiple people, and then eventually his fight with Luffy was very anticipated. Yung Gear 5, it
Right.
was one of the most questionable, most ang daming controversies, ang daming issue, ang daming nag-aaway na fans, ang daming gatekeepers, as in like it like lahat ng anime community tropes combined into one when he fought Luffy at Gear 5.
Right.
Like it
I mean,
took
Luffy-
multiple people.
Luffy made the Dragon Ball Z move. Isipin mo yun, kinailangan niya maging si Nika, Sun God
Oo,
Nika, para lang
Sun
matalo
God.
tong hype na to.
Oo. And then the number of people he had to fight. Kinalaban niya sila Zoro. Essentially yung
Lahat.
yung Supernova kinalaban niya. Kinalaban niya yung mga samurai. Kinalaban niya yung anak niya.
Look at
Kinalaban
this
niya si
shit.
Luffy.
He's pulling a Dragon Ball move. Tignan mo. Oh. Yung desperate
Ayan.
move si Luffy dyan.
Mm. And I love how they use their coats like capes, but you never see those fly off their shoulders. Like those coats are sewed or glued onto their shirts.
Hell yeah! That's the best part.
Like kahit sobrang lakas na ng hangin, pili ko may butones yan eh. Nakabutones yan dito.
Nakadikit dito.
Nakadikit yung cloak. Even like may apoy na, nasunog na sila, buo pa rin yung cloak. Diba?
One of the best arts to. Grabe tong art.
One of the best arts out there. Ayan. So, syempre, we talk about the things na is exempted na sa listahan natin. No? Now, syempre, let's give the floor isa-isa sa panel natin. So, before this episode, before we started, we asked the panel of their top 3 iconic anime villains. Diba? Merong top 2, top 1, and then honorable mention na anime villain. So, it doesn't mean parang hindi it doesn't necessarily mean na siya yung final boss, but may became a villain at some point or naging kontrabida or he did villainous acts. Diba? Or at the very least introduced as a villain or a kalaban in a sense. Diba? So and then after each panel, no, sinabi na nila yung kanilang picks. You just have to pick kung ano yung klaseng villains sila. Diba? If they are underrated, like lack of recognition ba, or like the depth of their character, their impact of the story, the memorability, like naalala ba siya ng mga tao, naalala ba siya ng mga viewers, na parang ano yung ginawa niya na naalala ng viewers, and then consistency and longevity. Kumbaga, like Madara, diba, na parang yung consistent na sinasabi yung pangalan niya in the anime, ganun. And then, syempre, sum it all off na parang bakit mo siya pinili. Na parang like, gusto ko lang kasi nga, ganito siya. Alright. So, kayo din mga viewers, ano yung question natin, Mike? Do we have a question sa ating stream?
A poll question is already in the live stream. No? Asking everyone their most iconic villain.
Yun.
In
most
anime,
iconic villain
ha?
in anime. Ayan. So, let's begin.
Si Carmen daw, si Carmen.
Si Damulag. Alright, so let's start. Simulan natin dito from the guy who I like arguably watched the most anime, I guess. Let's start with Trickster. Tricks. Sino yung top 2, top 1, and then honorable mention mo?
Okay, this is funny you mentioned that because like after Flame of Recca, I've not watched shonen much. However, the ones I watched were actually older animes. So my top two has got to be Jagi from Fist of the North Star. Only
Let's go, Jaggy!
because not only is he one of the first villains introduced into the series, he's such a huge scumbag to Kenshiro every time. Like he got super mad. The reason why he hates Kenshiro is because he was named successor, not him, and he decided to try and kick his ass with a shotgun, but he lost. So instead of Kenshiro killing him, so he decided to spare his ugly ass, and he told Kenshiro, "You're going to regret that. I'm going to make your living life hell," which he did after the apocalypse. What he did was basically gaslight everyone into thinking he is such a weakling to his best friend, mind you, that no, he can't protect his girlfriend. Take her. He can't live in this post-apocalyptic world. And then after that failed, he decided to gaslight everyone again into thinking, yeah, this Kenshiro man is a warlord. This man with the seven scars on his chest, he's such an asshole. All the time until up his death. Like he kidnaps his new best friend's sister just so he can manipulate him into fighting him. Are you the man with the seven scars on his chest? Yes. Then I must kill you. Yes, that's right. He is the one who killed your family in your village and kidnapped your as well.
Siya yun! Siya yun!
Oh, sayon, sayon. Tapos, and then when the truth came out, he's still such a scumbag. Ano, fine. Lahat, sige, 1v1 tayo. Punta ka sa ano, punta ka sa, ano.
1v1 tayo.
Sabi, talagang 1v1 daw sila. And then, 1v1 siya may shotgun. so, tapos may gasolina. Sige. After that, like Jaggy just thought he won. He was fucking gloating. I'm the one who did all of it. I told your friend you're such a weakling. I'm the one who stole your best friend's sister. And now you're going to die for it. And then he just fucking kills him. One of the best parts of this is, yeah, he's such a consistent shit throughout the series that out of all the villains, out of all the major villains, he is the only one to have shown. He's the only one to have a death that's shown to be, to explode on screen. Every other villain in the show had such an honorable death where they just died down, they took their own life, or like they
They're
just
already
died on
dead.
their own terms. Oh, Jack, like, he is one of the original scumbags in anime in shonen talaga. Like even before the Elder Taguro just showing, namatay si Master Jeremiah, ganito nangyari. He will gloat about it every time he sees you.
Asshole lang si Elder Taguro. No?
Oh, ito he was actually doing acts of crimes, committing war crimes in everywhere. Uh, and then after that, before he dies, yeah, you may have defeated me, but you won't defeat your brothers, which leads to my top one, underrated villain, Rao. Rao is basically another brother to the Hokuto Shinken martial arts. The best part about Rao is they're all Kenshiro and Rao are always on the same terms, with Rao being a bit more powerful to him. Rao has his own episodes and arcs. Like he doesn't win every time, despite being he's always presented as a huge bad guy. Like he's based on Arnold Schwarzenegger, if you can believe that. And Kenshiro is based on Sylvester Stallone.
Yan.
So,
Ito na.
Rao will do everything in his path to become the strongest, and just so he can unite the land under his own rule. Kenshiro is trying to stop that because our land ruled by fear is not actually a united kingdom at all. This is reflected in his death din. Pero the fun part is both protagonists in both the hero and the villain, they have losses din. And nahirapan sila in their journey. Rao doesn't always win. The one episode I remember about Rao is natandaan niya during his training days with Kenshiro. May pumasok na bandit. Tinry niyang kalaban, natalo siya. So after that, ayaw na niya matalo. Hindi tapos whenever he hears that name or yung bandit, natatakot siya. So in order
Trauma.
nagtrauma siya. In order to confront Kenshiro para wala na yung fear, kakalabanin niya yung bandit. Nung nakita niya yung bandit, naging farmer na, naging magsasaka na lang tapos nag-adapt ng mga children. Hindi, talagang challenge niya pa rin. Ikaw nag-cross na trauma ko. Lalabanan kita or else papatayin ko yung mga bata. Ganun yung niya. Sige, naglaban sila. Pero may siya. Meron siyang condition sa laban na yon. Kapag umatras siya in a certain line, tirahin daw siya ng mga sundalo niya. Balista pa to as in balista, hindi lang bow and arrow, may balista nakatapat sa kanya. So ayun, talagang no match yung bandit sa kanya. Oh. No match yung bandit sa kanya. So yung pero hindi siya nag-give up kasi alam niyang may pinoprotektahan siya. Si Rao, talagang talo ka na. Mamatay ka na lang. So sobrang talagang parang lumalapit sa'yo kung natangke sa Left 4 Dead na ayaw mamatay. Ganon yung feeling na Rao. So, ang nangyari is, umatras siya. Napaatras siya sa linya na sinabi niya. Pero, tinira yung kalaban niya. Nagulat siya. So ayun, ano nangyari? So, yung sundalo pa nagalit, ano nangyari kung hindi pa namin tinira yon, mamamatay ka. Sinampal niya yung commander niya. Sabi ko sa inyo, ako barilin nyo. Akong tamaan nyo. Akong tamaan nyo. Kapag hindi ako malakas na leader. Dapat, after that, yung may conflict, mga conflicts nila, they're almost in parallel. Yun yung gusto kay Rao at kay Kenshiro. They also have
may story siya, may deep story.
Oo. And magugulat ka, may love triangle pa tong dalawa. So they both have the same woman they love. Pero si Kenshiro managed to reach his potential na. Si Rao wala pa. Pero nalaman niya ang secret is kailangan daw parang deep sadness. So ang ginawa niya, sinakripisyo niya yung girlfriend niya para ayaw niyang gawin, pero ang conviction niya to his beliefs led him to this power. So, in order para, he must abandon his emotions. So, nung naglaban sila, ayun, they're on even footing na. So, ang nangyari is, panalo si Kenshiro, of course. Ang twist nun is, for spoilers, so for a fucking 80s anime, hindi niya talaga pinatay yung love of their life niya. Kasi, hindi niya kaya he can't. So, ang ginawa niya,
love story pala to.
pero hanga ako sa conviction ni Rao kasi he's willing to do all he can. Pero, misguided. Masyadong extreme yung yung convictions niya. And one of the most manliest deaths in anime is and one of the most tragic for me is ayun, talo na siya. You found out na hindi ka na kaya kitang talunin. Ikaw talaga ang ikaw ang totoong successor ng martial art natin. Habang kinakausap si Kenshiro, hinawak niya. Patingin nga ng mukha ng aking kapatid na tumalo sa akin. Magkapatid sila like you don't want them to fight, pero you understand why must be done. After that, he just decided to raise his fist into the sky, said I have no regrets, and pushed out all his life force out para everyone can have para wala nang nuclear cloud sa sky.
Pucha, si Trix, grabe. Parang parang nakikinig ka sa sa
Anime.
fandom sa
Parang feeling ko
fandom.
nanonood ko na yung anime.
That's so fucking
Eh,
Hokuto no
Hindi
Shinken,
ng
for as
memorya,
goofy as it
putik.
is. It's so amazing.
Alright, last. Sino yung may honorable mention
Walking
mo?
fandom.
Real quick.
Okay, honorable mention, Ramen Man from Kinnikuman. Man. Because, sure, he was a shit villain first because wrestler na pumapatay. Like, it went from a goofy gag manga for kids to suddenly using a camel clutch to rip someone in half, as in blood and shit. It was censored in the anime. But what makes him special is because he was originally a fan submission. Fan art siya. So, ang ginawa ng manga ng author is send in your wrestler designs. And if I like it, I will incorporate him into the manga. Can you imagine yung design mo?
Galing.
Tapos naging main character, nagkaroon pa ng spin-off.
Nice.
Galing na.
Solid.
Ayan,
I see.
ito yung censored version ng Death ni Broken Man. Sa manga, he's a Nazi. Ayan, knuckles, spike knuckles pa.
God
O, diba?
damn.
Look at that. They even have
Oy, baka maban tayo. Baka maban tayo.
When TV was cool. Walang
Yes.
Cool.
Pero there was still some
walang
censorship.
snowflakes.
Alright, thank you, Trickster. Ayan, so, masyadong masyadong classic, diba, yung selection sa Trickster. Now, let's go with
Fandom
Chino.
master.
Chino, I hope, fandom din ba yung sa'yo? Fandom
Puta,
master
hindi
din ba
ko
yung-
kaya yung ginawa ni Trixter, pucha.
The bar was set too high.
Oh,
Ganun.
nagsisi ako na inuna ko si Trickster eh. Dapat pala
Parang-
huli si Trickster.
parang
Best for
tinap-
last, di ba?
Parang kakatapos siya lang ng anime. Ako, we talked about Ghost Fighter and nung nanonood ako ng Yu Yu Hakusho kasi, isa lang talaga inaabang ako. Isa si Shinobu Sensui ang isa sa mga paborito kong villains of all time, hindi si Taguro, si Sensui. Because isipin mo naman, I won't pull a Trickster, pero kukwento ko lang anong konti yung nangyari sa kanya. So, alam naman natin na he was a spirit detective before. So, he was one of the best, if not the best spirit detective. And yung views niya and everything else was really black and white. Demons, bad. Humans, good.
Good.
Ganun eh. Pero when a certain festival came at napanood niya yung pag-torture ng mga demonyo, yung mga humans, torture yung mga demonyo, parang nagulat siya, parang, kala ko ba, mamabait yung mga tao. And they were able to do so many evil acts upon the demons na inisip niya parang, so yung mga pinatay kong demons, baka hindi naman pala na-deserve eh. Sobrang sumabog yung utak niya. It came to a point that he created 7 personalities. Pero, iba-iba yan eh. I mean, sobrang galing lang nung story arc ni Sensui and yung mismong backstory niya na mas sobrang naging compelling yung storya ni Yuji na. Or ni, sino ba to? Sino ba yung Japanese?
Yusuke.
Si Yusuke. There you go. Si Yusuke. Mas naging compelling siya kasi it came to a point na parang kailangan niya matalo si Sensui para masabing siya talaga ang the best spirit detective. Tapos, ang ganda na lang pagkagawa ng buong character development ni Sensui. Side note, isang paborito kong tao ni Sensui is si Sniper.
Si Sniper. Yung
Ay,
ganun.
Yan.
To the point na nung high school ako,
Gumagano ka rin,
ako ng
dice.
papel. Gumagano ng papel talaga.
Akala ko dice eh.
Akala ko
Tatanong sana
dice
sa
eh.
daliri mo.
Eraser sa akin. Yung mas masakit.
Bato. Yun yung top 2 ko. Yun yung top 2 ko. So, yung top 1 ko, mahilig kasi magbasa ng manga. And really, most of the animes that I watched, natapos ko na yan sa manga pa lang. No? Like Naruto. Di ko pa natapos yung anime. Napanood ko na siya. Nabasa ko na siya. Pero one of the villains that really disturbed me was in Berserk. Si Griffith.
Griffith.
Kung,
No, Griffith
kung
did
nabasa-
nothing wrong. Ano ka
What?
ba?
Thank you!
Griffith did nothing wrong.
Griffith was one of the most badass villains that I've seen. Na sobrang naistorbo yung kaluluwa ko. Up until such time na nakita na ni Guts si Casca ulit. Hindi pa rin nawawala sa isip ko yung ginawa niya kay Casca, pati kay Guts. Kung hindi niyo pa, spoiler alert, no? Sa mga nanonood
Trigger
ng-
warning. May
trigger warning also, no? So, short story lang, si Griffith was the leader of the band of the Hawks or Falcon. Minsan pa iba-iba eh. And he met Guts through a fight basically. Nanalo siya, sinabi niya, I own you. May ganong pangyayari and Guts and him became best friends. Tapos basta nagkaroon ng magandang opportunity si Band of the Hawks. Naging part sila ng isang war. And then si Griffith was very ambitious. He was an ambitious person. To the point na sobrang gustong-gusto niya magkaroon ng sarili niyang kingdom. He made a relationship sa isang prinsesa. So, ang nangyari nga lang nun is, syempre, hindi siya tanggap because ano nga lang siya, mercenary nga siya. Nung umalis si Guts sa Band of the Hawks, parang na-compel si Griffith na tuloy ko na yung yung dream ko. So may nangyari sa kanila doon sa prinsesa na yon. Apparently unfortunately nalaman nung tatay. Tapos sabi ng tatay, hindi pwede to, mercenary ka lang. Kulong ka. 1 year of torture ang ginawa sa kanya. After 1 year, na yung Band of the Hawks natulungan siyang kunin si Griffith makatakas dun sa prison, pero grabe yung pangyayari sa kanya sa mental state niya na sinacrifice niya yung buong lahat ng kaibigan. So yung Band of the Hawks sinacrifice niya to the Eclipse para maging part siya ng isang group of demons. So ito nga yun. Thank you, Lee, for sponsoring this. Ito si Femto. Ayan si Griffith. Nung naging demonyo na siya, ito na siya ngayon, si Femto. And nung naging Femto siya, he committed one of the most disturbing acts in manga, in my personal opinion. Nirape niya si Casca in front of Guts. As in tentacle monster rape. Intense. Talagang umabot sa grabe yung kaluluwa ko talaga pag naalala. Hanggang ngayon naalala ko siya. So number 1 sa akin si Griffith. He was a badass motherfucker. Sobrang evil niya. Honorable mention ko, Rurouni Kenshin is one of my most favorite animes of all time talaga. And nakakalungkot lang kasi hindi masyado nabigyan ng spotlight itong sasabihin ko. Pero it fits din kasi kung kailan siya lalabas, no? So if you're not familiar with the OVAs, kung paano nagkaroon ng X si Kenji Nomura up until the last OVA, no? Yung last na kalaban niya was si Yukishiro Enishi, which is yung kapatid ni Tomoe, yung naging asawa ni Kenshin Himura. No? So nakakalungkot lang kasi sobrang lakas niya. Although, considering na nung naglaban sila ni Kenshin, matanda na rin si Kenshin, mahina na rin, may sakit na rin siya at the time. No, pero grabe sobrang lakas niya. Sobrang lakas niya and yung story niya was so compelling. It was about revenge. Kasi for those na nanood na sa OVA, alam naman natin yung naging ending nun. Si Tomoe accepted Kenshin, talaga naging mag-asawa sila. And yung cross that he bears became a symbol or a reminder of him, for Kenshin Nomura. Pero yung kapatid niya, si Enishi, hindi alam lahat yun. For him, namatay yung kapatid niya na sobrang mahal na mahal niya because of Kenshin Nomura. And nung nalaman niya yon, kinidnap niya si Kaoru, pero with no intention of hurting her. Kasi apparently, dahil sa sobrang pagmamahal niya kay Tomoe and nung nalaman niya namatay si Tomoe, there was something na parang tumipigil sa kanya pagdating sa babae. It reminds him of his sister, no? So, ang point lang talaga is gusto niya kalabanin si Ken Shinimura. Gusto niya patayin si Ken Shinimura. And yung laban na yun, that was one of the hardest, I think, na laban ni Ken Shinimura. Although, again, matanda na rin si Ken Shinimura.
May sakit pa.
May sakit pa.
Nerf.
Hindi pa nga natin alam kung cancer. Na-nerf siya talaga na matindi. Pero natalo pa rin siya. Yun yung plot armor na talaga.
And so thank you so much, Notch, for your top 3 villains. Now let's
Sorry,
move
hindi
on.
ko nagawa yung fandom eh. I
Fandom,
tried,
oh.
pero hindi talaga kaya.
Hindi talaga.
Sorry, Trick. Sorry.
And so let's go with Lala. Sino yung top 2, top 1, and your honorable mention?
Okay, so Ayan. So, ayun, yung top 2 ko is si Narako. So, may nabasa din ako na top 2 niya din si Narako from Inuyasha. So, sobrang ano niya din, sobrang powerful in my opinion. Kasi all throughout ng entire anime talaga from the first season. Tama ba? From all throughout ng anime ng Inuyasha. Sobrang mentioned talaga siya masyado and siya din yung cause ng ng misery nilang lahat. And then actually parang ewan ko na-remember ko kung tama ba yung memories ko. Pero it all started with his love. Man, I think, ayan, madaming mag-agree. Si Shaw Tucker from Full Metal.
Yeah,
Tumatay ako sa kanya. Like, okay,
Low-hanging fruit.
first part ng episode. Ilang episode ba yun yung kay Shota? Pero yung 1 episode lang yata siya. Pero like, akala mo sobrang bait niya. Like, sobrang caring na dad, perfect dad. And then, all of a sudden, hinahanap niya yung kapatid. Hinahanap niya yung anak. And then yung aso. Ayan. Sobrang tamatay ako dyan.
Fuck you, Mike! Fuck you!
Like, why? Like, okay, as a dog lover, sobrang cute ng aso, and then all of a sudden na-realize ko na-combine pala yung anak niya tsaka tsaka yung aso nila. So, yeah, I'm so disappointed with that story, with that part. So, yeah, I think yan yung top 1 ko na most iconic villain. And then, yung honorable mention ko is si Light Yagami. Although bida siya sa anime, but sobrang out of this world yung intelligence niya, like parang nakakalculate niya yung mangyayari, like everything is according to his plan. And then nahihirapan yung detective, tama ba? Yung detective si Elle na i-figure out kung siya ba talaga yung cause ng ng mga namatay sa death.
Ang galing ng laban nila doon, no? I mean, yung bagsakan ng talino.
Tapos sobrang na-amaze ako, di ba na-amnesia siya. And then all of a sudden, na-calculate niya na ganito yung mangyayari. Like everything is according to his chess pieces. Parang chess pieces yung tingin niya sa mga tao. Sa mga ganun. Like, sobrang justice.
Grabing eye bags no?
Iconic yung
Tulog ka naman, El.
sobrang term niya para kay Lai. Kaya sobrang sa justice. So hindi siya nag-aano sa police. He doesn't trust the police. Pero in fact, yung parang tatay niya police ata yun. So ayan, he takes it according to his own hands na lang. So yeah. Honorable mention ko si Lai. Yun lang.
Ayos yun.
Alright. Yeah, good selections. And next, Mike. Kasi ito, kung si Trickster, mga classic, feeling ko kay Mike yung mga mga cave paintings na anime.
Si Cain and Abel. Si Cain at Abel.
Si Judas ba sa'yo, Mike?
Yung manga version ni Judas. Yung manga.
Yung top 1 ni Mike yung Comet that killed all the dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs.
Okay. So, I was contemplating on this lalo na nung pinakita yung lalo na when we had this topic. I have to choose very different characters. So, unahin ko na tong second place ko. Although it is weird for some, I guess. I would choose Sukuna as my second. Kasi, he's a bad guy na pero he's for some reason he's loved by for most people. Demon siya from those who haven't watched it, it's Jujutsu Kaisen. Tapos ang nangyari dito na
Spoiler!
hindi pa, wala pa. So ang nangyari lang dito so nalipat siya doon sa katawan ni Fushiguro Megumi. So tapos bigla na lang siya nagtatransform Sir Mike Lucifer. Wisit.
Si Shadow.
He had to be one of the most iconic characters for me na villain mo sa. Although some gusto siya, pero as you can see,
Boom!
Yun.
may mga scene siya talaga doon na
Ginawa niya
a lot of chicks.
Ginawa niya tokwa.
Yeah, out of nowhere. Modern anime daw for Sir Mike. Hold on. Mamaya pa tayo dun sa mga scenes na yan. My second is, well, yung top ko. I have to type it
Land
down.
Before Time.
Bastos.
Spoiler
Eh.
Mike.
Gago ka, Rex.
Hello, Trickster, napakasalbahe mo talaga. Sige. Well, the answer to that is
Yung pusa sa pusa na kalaban ni Five-O. Sa
American.
American Tail.
okay. Hold on. Another modern anime, pero this one for me.
Hindi na modern yan.
For you?
It's Brian Hawk.
Oh,
Okay.
shit, dude. I love
So this itong villain na to for against kay Takamura. Ito yung nagpahirap kay Takamura for the most part. Talagang he triggered Takamura hanggat kaya niya. He started like dating women. He was like so full of himself na talaga akala niya tatalo niya si Takamura. Spoiler alert, people. Pero alam mo yon, hindi dito sa mga fight scenes naging sa akin si Brian Hawk. Yung mga before the fight starting up when he arrived dun sa Japan, he was like starting getting women, yung mga inaano niya talaga. Tapos parang he's so evil in its sense na talagang it-triggered Takamura. Parang sabi ni Takamura, teka, ako dapat yun.
At
Ako
nakita mo
dapat yung
mga
may
yung moveset niya, no? Inspiration talaga siya ni Brian sa Tekken.
For some reason
Ang naiwas
yung
siya.
naging doon. Pero in the end dito, although natalo siya kay Takamura, obviously.
Spoiler puta!
For me, it's si Brian Hawk talaga yung parang of all the villains, of all the opponents sa Hajime no Ippo, siya talaga yung nagpa-trigger sa lahat ng tao. Ako lalo na ako. So although sabi nga dito, 'di ba? Brian Hawk kind of reminds you of Drago.
Only
Sabi
more
ni
perverted
parang-
and more bloodthirsty.
Oh yeah, that's true. Okay. So, yung ano ko naman, eto medyo magdi-disagree yung mga tao dito kasi lumalabas na bida siya. Or so people say, 'di ba?
Honorary to, honorary.
Honorary na to. Honorable mention. It goes to Ryusuke Takahashi. The
Oh, it
other
has to
half
have
of
it has to have an initial D.
It has to have a car anime. I know.
Yeah, it has to have a car.
Hindi.
anime. That's fine.
For doon sa fifth stage kasi, pinakita doon yung plot na kung ano nangyari kung ano yung story ni Ryusuke. He was a promising doctor, talagang alam mo, the career was in there, then he fell in love with some girl
With a stripper.
Notice din eh.
With a stripper.
Hindi. Fell in love with some girl, tapos parang namatay yung girl na yun, and then yung kapatid nung girl na to took revenge on him. Kasi his obsession was focusing on being one of the fastest, one of the greatest car drivers in the entire Japan. Kaya nga na-start tong Initial D na to.
Kap, sorry. Okay lang, interrupt lang ako. Mabilis lang kasi sabi sa akin ng kapatid ko, pag nanood daw siya, sana ma-shoutout ko daw siya. Shoutout sa'yo, Kuya Chris. Oh, yun na.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go! Let's go. Okay na.
Kaya,
good.
yeah. Kaya for me, it's doon sa pag-revive niya doon sa sa fifth stage ng Initial D, parang he redeemed himself. Naglaban sila nung kapatid niya naglaban sila nung kapatid nung ex niya. Kaya that guy. So yun yung So parang naging although people would think na si Ryusuke isa doon sa mga bida ng Initial D, pero I still feel na he's hindi nga siya straight up, sabi nga dito ni Joe, diba? Antagonist, yes, pero straight up villain, I would say no. Pero he has still that intention eh. Wala talaga nakaka-determine ng tunay niyang intention, even on MF Ghost. Para sige, he's just trying to, ano ba talagang original intention niya? Wala pa rin makapagsabi eh.
Si Mike pag nagkukwento, para siya yung storytelling dad mo. So parang kukwentuhan ka ng storybook, no? Grabe yung boses ni Mike, parang ito nga pala yung
May mga nagrereklamo, may nagrereklamo kasi yung perky voice ko daw, masyado daw matining for some.
Radio voice, gamit mo pa yung Rode, oh.
Dede, boom mic lang to, boom mic lang.
Alright, so yan. Thank you, Mike. Ayan, solid picks, solid ng mga tawag dito, villains. But then, yung akin naman, my top two is one of the recent animes out there. I've been caught up with the manga as well. Si All for One sa My Hero Academia. Ayan.
Yeah.
So yeah, All for One, not the Shigaraki All for One, but the OG All for One.
The original All for One.
The original All for One. Ayan. So basically, he has this power to take other people's quirks and then use it as his own, diba? So ganun yung pagkaka-introduce sa kanya. He's the reason why he weakened All Might to the point na limited na lang yung ni All Might. He forced All Might into retirement, and then after that, pinasa niya yung powers niya kay Shigaraki. And then spoiler alert, kung hindi pa if you haven't caught up with the manga with the Final War, i-mute nyo muna to for 2 minutes. Ayan, para hindi kayo
No, wait.
So basically, when the Final War came, he came back na as fresh as possible. 'Di ba dito kasi may aparatos na siya para makahinga, like parang kumbaga he's on his last legs na dito na fight, 'di ba, sa pinapakita ni Mike. But then dun sa manga sa Final War, he came back fresh. Pero may drawback kasi parang the more he fights, the more pabata siya ng pabata doon. Pero nung parang dun sa peak fresh niya, pinagtulungan na siya ng lahat eh. Like everyone was ganging up on him. There was Black Shadow, nandun din si Endeavor, nandun din si Hawks. As in, everyone was fighting him. Then, he didn't even break a sweat. Na parang easy lang sa kanya yung mga kalaban niya. Diba? Na parang, kung yung heroes, diba? Kung mga bida may plot armor, dito, siya yung may plot armor. Diba? Kasi, nung kinalaban niya na si All Might with all the technology that All Might has, na Mecha All Might. Sorry, spoiler alert ulit. He fought a mechanized All Might. Nakasama yung si Stain, yung may yung nag-delete ng dugo, di ba? So, kumbaga ang dami niyang bullshit powers na parang nakahanap sila ng way para para isubdue si All for One. But lo and behold, All for One has that specific quirk to cancel out yung strategy nila. Para doon kay Stain, di ba? Sinugatan siya ni Stain, na for some reason na-paralyze siya sandali, and then for some reason may quirk siya na pwedeng i-change yung sarili niyang blood type. or like obviously change the whole like blood in his system. So hindi na nag-e-effect yung power ni Stain. 'Di ba? Ganun siya. Ganun siya ka-OP. Like the author keeps getting aspholes out of aspholes para lang like mapakitang sobrang OP itong si All for One. And I'm not even talking about Shigaraki All for One. That's a totally different villain na kinakalaban pa rin nila hanggang ngayon. Ayan. So siya yung top 2 ko. And syempre my top 1 villain is Dio Brando. But I'm not talking about Dio na Stardust Crusaders because that Dio is like that Dio is like may memes na siya, 'di ba? Na parang may memes na siya. Ano na siya parang sikat na siya na Dio But nobody talks about Phantom Blood Dio. Ayan, on how he became I think so. Yung ano ba yun? Yung meme ba yun na yung I give up my humanity? Meme ba
Yes.
Yeah, that
I
meme.
give up my humanity, Jojo!
Yeah, ba ganun. So, but then no one talks about the Phantom Blood Dio. Like, di ba? Para kasi yung sikat talaga, Stardust Crusader na Dio But he's just so evil na kumbaga ginamit na yung charm niya in a way na to gaslight Jonathan's dad. Kasi gusto niya ngang kunin yung yung inheritance nga ng Joestar family. 'Di ba? He has this vendetta against Jonathan Joestar. And then meron pa isa na hinalikan niya si Erina sa harap ni Jonathan din. Diba? And then ang nangyari doon after niya kinisan si Erina, like hinugasan ni Erina yung bibig niya with like that dirty water from the ground.
Oh.
And then tapos nung parang lumaki na sila.
He fucking killed his dog.
He killed the dog. What the fuck? Yeah, that was like that's like that sells it. Like he killed the fucking dog. And then yung isa yun, diba, yung the mask nga, the evil the stone mask to become a vampire, to become immortal. Yun nga yung I reject my humanity. Konyo Dio. Ayan. Phantom Blood Dio made Calderetang aso before it was cool in the West.
God. Poor Danny.
and then after nun parang akala nila happy na lahat, 'di ba? Parang masaya na lahat. And then he ano ba tawag dito? He crashes Jonathan's honeymoon sa yacht. He shows up there and then they did their final battle. Tapos and then after that Jonathan dies, he takes over Jonathan's body and becomes that Dio na yung nakalaban na nila Jotaro sa Stardust Crusaders. So like yun na yun, diba? He's the same person and then looming din yung pangalan ni Dio after ano ba to? Diba yung mga anak-anakan niya ng mga si Giorno was his son, like
this
the
other
next
bastard Italian.
Yeah. Ganon yun. So that's like how he is like kumbaga yung point ko lang dito is hindi masyado na pag-uusapan yung Phantom Blood Dio like compared sa Stardust Crusaders na Dio na like yun na yung may memes Yung that world!
Despite him winning over Jonathan, he still respected him in the end. Nung namatay siya, di ba nagulat siya, he's dead. Nothing, he's not bloating. He's just there.
Ayun. So that's my number 1 na iconic villain. And then my honorable mention. Siguro yung mga tito dito kilala din tong na to.
God.
Kilala na tong lalaking to. Ayan. One of the most iconic fights in the tournament arc. Ayan sa Flame of Recca. Ayan.
Alam ko yata kung sino yan.
And ako yung only villain.
The comment section.
Nag-cheer ako sa kanya na gusto ko siya yung manalo. Ayan.
I wanna see the people's reaction.
I wanna see the reaction ng tao. Ayan. Teka. Puta,
Show
nakalimutan ko yung pangalan. He is Fujimaru from Flame of Recca. Ayan. Si Fujian!
Yan, no?
Yan, talaga sa kanya talaga ako nag-cheer. Cheer ko talaga siya. Manalo, please. Like, gusto ko manalo.
Can I just say for the record, nung sinabi mo binigay mo yung pangalan na yun sa akin, talagang hinanap ko talaga tong clip na to.
Hinanap ko yung clip na yan. So ano yung sinearch mo? Fujimaru hinubaran si Erika, ganun.
No. But, you know,
That guy is the hero.
This guy was a hero. This
Sa
man
gala, Ira pala,
This man-
Ira. Sorry, si Ira pala. Yeah, may pangalan siya si Fujimaru.
Ay, pangalan pala.
Dude, this guy is a solid OG. Like,
Naging supporter pa siya nila Reka after nila natalo.
after nila, siya yung as in, like, man, like, this was the first time I cheered for an enemy on a tournament arc. Kasi di ba tayo, gusto talaga natin manalo yung bida eh. Pero ito siya, gusto niya, like, di ba parang talo na, at there was one point na parang sa Tagalog dub, talo na siya, di ba? Para sumuko na siya. Tapos, para sinabi niya, ginagawa ko lang kasi to sa'yo kasi kamukha mo yung supermodel kong Shota. Tapos tumigil si Ira. Tumigil siya. Tapos yun pala, fake lang pala yun. And then inatake niya ulit. Super like, sana Loki malalo, no? Sabi nga ni Chino, may ano daw dito eh. May ano yun, may uncensored
may
version.
full clip.
Oh, full clip,
clip.
uncensored
Yeah.
version.
Don't
So
say
like,
ano.
curious
Tama
ako
ka.
kung ano
Magandang
yung
jingle natin dito eh.
Find sa link.
Ayan. Sa manga meron daw. Everyone in the audience and people watching at home cheered for this dude. Yes! Siya yung honorable mention ko. Ayan,
Pero-
just for the lulz.
Aside from this, there was another scene. I know this is the one scene they remember, but there was another scene before this. Yung the first time Fuko, which is her Japanese name, Fuko got possessed by Kage. Ayun talaga. This was slow and methodical. Pero yung the scene, the episode, her introduction episode, putang ng scene. Naging pinilakasan niya eh.
Ginaganon niya yung ano eh. Ayan. Alright.
Interesting choices.
Yes, solid. But yun nga guys, thank you so much yung mga nag-send ng kanilang mga yung mga sumuko siya, 'di ba? Na parang sa Tagalog dub sabi niya, kamukha niya daw yung supermodel na Shota. Tapos siyempre nagpa-auto din tong isa, 'di ba? Na parang, oy, talaga ba kamukha ko yung supermodel mo Shota? Tapos binanatan niya ulit. Nasa niyo
niya eh.
baby.
We wanted it methodological.
Ayun. Yeah, we wanted it slow pala. Kaya pala.
Bihira ka, Jonas. Oh.
Kaya nagda-download tayo ng certain quiz games sa Nokia 3310 natin dati. Diba? kaya tayo tumalino.
Yun.
Yun.
Oh. Galit yung aso. Pero yun. Ayan guys. So our picks basically isn't to idolize these villains, but syempre to pay homage na to emphasize the importance that we should recognize villains as well. 'Di ba? Na parang they might be evil but meron silang mga motivations, 'di ba? Iba-iba yung motivations nila. Probably like a bad childhood or pinatay yung parents nila or they just straight up evil to start with, 'di ba? To relieve your gigil. Kaya tayo tumatangkad. Bastos. And so like in anime and other media, syempre villains are important. Like what's a movie? What's an anime? What's a form of media without a villain, 'di ba? Video games have villains, teleserye have villains, movies have villains, even comics have villains as well. So kumbaga kaya sobrang importante din nila in building a compelling narrative or a story. Ayan. So, syempre, kasi nga nabawasan na tayo dito kasi sobrang tagal natin. To wrap this thing up, I'm gonna ask every single one a final question, and then after you answer, promote whatever it is that you're doing or kung saan man kayo mahanap. Ayan. So the last question, pick an anime villain to be your wingman in a bar? Ayan, okay. Again, pick an anime villain to be your wingman in a bar. It doesn't necessarily mean na yung pinili nyo, yung wingman nyo, it could be any villain, open na tayo lahat. So, who will it be? Yung magiging, or imagine single kayo ngayon, and then gusto nyo maghanap ng chicks or ng lalaki, di ba? So, sino yung gusto nyo maging wingman in a bar na anime villain? Let's start with Mike.
Wingman in a bar. Yung feeling ko makakakuha ko ng chick. Ay, para ang hirap nung sige. So I would go for Trixer, wag mo na akong tatawanan na. I would go for Mamoru Takamura.
Takamura. God.
Parang alam ko na kung bakit
Kasi siya yung, I mean, if I'm gonna need a wingman in a bar, kailangan ko nung medyo matipuno na na medyo suave yung with hair, with the hairdo that matches like my oozing with confidence. Chat, kayo magre-react ha, magano.
Pero Kap, ang problema kay Takamura is greedy si Takamura eh. Agawin din niya.
Pero remember, in Hajime no Ippo, binigyan naman niya na pero muntik na rin. For as long as hospital ako,
Drawingin yung sulatan.
Ayun, basta yun. Kung nag-gets yun, alam na. Okay, so yun sa akin.
Sa pinagkakabisiyan.
Well, sige. So I've been person with a lot of things. To say there are several announcements that's gonna happen. As we go March kasi isang episode na lang and then we go a few more episodes ng March. So please dun sa mga nanonood, these are villains and they may be iconic for some and maybe not for some. Gusto ko lang pasalamatan lahat ng nanonood dito. Na nanonood ngayon dito sa G3. Quick promotion lang po. Ipapasok ko lang to. Yung mga nasa Converge diyan, yung mga naka-converge diyan, I need to let you guys know that yes, the best streams in life are free. So if you are a Converge subscriber, yung box na yan, yung Android box na yan, you can get it for free. All you have to do is just log on to www.convergeict.com/vision and you can enjoy up to 88 channels, which plan starts at 99 pesos.
What? 88 channels?
Akala ko 88 pesos eh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow!
I mean, you get your yung meron pa akong review dito yung long hair pa ako. There will be a new review for this box. Check out nyo lang yan kasi so many things are gonna happen with Converge, with new channels, new programs, and new packages. So check out the page and of course, please feel free to check out my page at all Socmed with one handle at Captain Mike PH. Yeah.
Yun. Alright. Next, Lala, who would be your wingman in a bar? And feel free to promote your pages and your streams.
Wingman natin. Hirap naman pumili kasi usually villains, mostly lalaki, diba? And then some of them are handsome, so parang gusto ko lang diin ka na. Sorry, Josh.
Ayos yun.
Landiin ko na lang sila, gano'n. So, sino ba? Probably Lust or Estes. I think they're cool women. And then, ayan, din ng confidence. Like, okay, if I want this guy, okay, sila na yung magiging wing moment ko for that. And yeah, you can find my page at Lalalaska, and I usually stream at Twitch at Lalalaska95. So, yan. Diba? Mostly So, yun. Just that to joke lang.
Hindi naman magagalit. Ayan. So, Trickster, how about you?
Okay, this will be a fun one because what I have in mind is a very specific villain from the 90s or 80s. I want my wingman to be Shawan from Cooking Master Boy.
Wow!
Wow!
Because not only will he fucking be my wingman, like he will challenge the fucking bar owner to a cook-off, and we get free food. You know, and hey, why not? Dinner and the show, along with your lovely date, and he gets to serve you a good meal, right? And but yeah, I won't be streaming tomorrow and the next week after that because I'll be busy for other things, and I think they know what this means. So, so yeah. So unfortunately, no stream for today, for tomorrow, and the week after.
All
But
right.
you can still catch us here every Friday.
Yeah. G3 Podcast. Chino, how about you?
Ako, lahat kasi ng mga villains kasi gugwapings eh.
Ah.
Medyo gwapings halos lahat eh. Kaya siguro,
Si Fujimura na lang.
Actually, naisip ko nga si Fujimura eh. Pero inisip ko, tsaka
Pakalayuan siya kasi manyakis eh.
Baka makulong kami.
Makulong kayo.
Pero siguro yung si Dad, si Tucker. Joe Tucker from
Oh
Fullmetal
shit!
Alchemist.
What the fuck?
Lego, bakit? Wait lang.
Okay, hold on.
Explain ko lang kung bakit. Remember when he was first met by the brothers? Sobrang bait niya. He was a caring dad. Single father siya. And I think yung mga ganong storya that would really play well sa bar. Pero pag nakainom na at kinukwento niya na yung
Iba na yan.
Yung Chimera, yung Chimera na. Sabi ko, wait lang. Teka lang, labas muna tayo. Alas ka muna dyan.
Yes, ka
Okay
muna
na.
dyan.
Let's go! Let's go! Alas ka muna, please. Kadiri ka.
Kadiri.
Tama na po yan.
Okay. So, saan ka mahanap?
Wait.
Saan kanila mahanap no?
Sorry, yeah. So, of course, live a podcast. Makikita nyo kami sa Spotify and sa YouTube. Just search live a podcast. We have an upcoming episode. We have 3 episodes now. 3 episodes now. We have an upcoming 4th episode na ina-edit ng aking master editor. Maraming salamat sa master. Wink. Di ko papakilala kung sino. Pero napakagaling itong editor na to. Also, of course, you can watch me sa G3 Podcast as always. Please follow, all our pages, especially yung Life Up Podcast. Wink. Kukwento ko lang, Life Up Podcast, guys. Kung hindi niyo pa napapakinggan, it's really about life, no? Yung realizations namin mag-asawa, and hopefully may makuha kayong konting aral sa amin. Kahit ganito ako, marami na pwedeng sabihin.
Yon. Alright. So, to end this off and to close this down, yung sa akin naman, yung magiging wingman ko in a bar would be Muzan from Demon Slayer. Ayan. So, why Muzan? It's because, first things first, he is charismatic. Diba?
Classy siya eh.
Classy, charismatic, and gentleman at that. Diba?
Totoo.
But, diba, kung wari, lalapit siya sa isang babae, hindi comfortable yung babae na makipag-usap sa isang lalaki, Muzan can instantly transform into a female, and then lapitan niya ulit yung babae, tapos, uy, kilala mo ba yung kaibigan ko? Like, what's better than a male?
Barney!
It's a wing woman. Diba, na parang, syempre, mas kukunin nila yung suggestion ng isang babae kumpara sa suggestion ng isang lalaki. Diba?
At kamukha raw siya ni Michael Jackson.
That's true.
I remember wala makuha, diba? Siya na lang. And so, yun na nga mga kaibigan. And syempre, you can find me at my page at General Tuna 19 on all platforms, TikTok, Facebook, and of course, Twitch. And we're running currently, me and Lala are currently running a giveaway for a premium edition.
Huwag na kayo
of Skull and
sumali.
Bones.
Huwag kayo sumali.
Punta lang kayo sa pages namin and then join the giveaway from there.
Wag.
Papakla. Alam ko kung bakit mo sinasabing wag, pero
Para wag na wala lang kalaban.
So that's it mga kaibigan. That's it for tonight's podcast. Thank you so much sa lahat na nanood, sa lahat na nag-comment, sa lahat na nakipagkulitan, and sa lahat ng nakita kung sino yung mga ina-idolize naming villains. And of course, para sa panel, thank you so much, Notch, Lala, Captain Mike, and Trickster. And of course, yours truly, General Tuna. And we will see you guys next week.
Hell, you couldn't watch too.
O, ba't galit yan?
Just one of those
Oh, but-
days.
Ba't galit
Red
yan?
days.
Ayan.
Parting of the Red Sea.
Alam
Ayan
mo,
na mga
tapos
kaibigan, ayun. Akala ko maghubad na si Chino. Nakita ko na kanina dun sa baba eh.
Oo,
Nala-
gusto ko na
Nalala
nga
ko.
patayin ka.
Nalala ko dito si Lala eh.
Biglang naghubad si Chino eh. What the shit? Pero yun mga kaibigan, that's it for tonight's podcast. Next week, abangan nyo, palapit na rin yung release ng Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. We're gonna talk about the saddest video game deaths of all time next week. Kaya abangan guys. Peace out.
A-Town. Toot-toot, 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 toot-toot.